I lost $6,000 in one day, and that was just the start of one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. $6,000 is a lot of money, and at the time, I was fortunate to have a good job where it didn't really affect me too much, but mentally it rattled me. And what's wild is the biggest mistake I made was compiling over and over. And it wasn't just one thing, but it was just one thing that kind of started it. I was new to trading, and it was like my first 2 weeks. I was sized in way too much in a position, didn't even know what I was doing. And then in less than like 5 minutes, I lost anywhere between 6 and 7 grand. It was like 6,600 and something. I don't remember the exact number. I just remember at the end of that day, I did not want to go to work. But I was like, I gotta go to work now. I was like, because I just lost a lot in like 5 minutes. And so that really hit me. And that's not the biggest mistake. It's what happens next. Instead of just taking a break, I came back trading the next day. Instead of just maybe pumping the brakes, maybe downsizing, I did the opposite. I put my foot on the gas and I tried to bet a little bit more because I'm like, you know what, maybe if I just be right, I can make it back. That wasn't smart either. And then I took another loss. And then that same loss made me want to trade again because now I'm down more and I don't want to be down this much. Let me try again. I kept trying. Every day I just went again and again and again. But then I was like, okay, maybe I should downsize. But I was already losing so much. So I said, finally I'll downsize. That's a good thing to do. However, my mindset was so rattled that didn't matter anymore. So downsizing, sure, but I was still revenge trading. I was still in my head thinking about what I gotta make. All of that was still bothering me for a long period of time. I don't even remember how long it was. I just know it really mentally rattled me so much that I think it made it much harder for me to find my own consistency. The biggest mistake was not taking a break. That's what the mistake was. I needed to take a break. I needed to take a step back. Whenever I finally came to my senses, and I had to take a break because I had to go back to work, if you remember my story from the beginning, when I did that, it helped me be more clear-headed. And then I came back to the market and I was fresh. And I can actually see things clearly. I can actually take positions without, oh my gosh, I gotta make money back and all of this. And I could become a trader and work on my mistakes. Tell me about that, like in 2021 when it got a little rough and then you guys were able to push through that. What was that like?
Basically what happens in every rough period, and it's actually happening right now, beginning of 2022, is we just do even more data analysis and try to figure out exactly, is there something we should change? Things aren't going well right now. Is there a specific setup that's not going well right now? And then we change. So we actually just, whenever there's a rough patch, we just get in our Excel sheet and try to figure out. As Evan
Do you
was
take
saying,
a break, like from trading while you're doing that?
No, I religiously, if there's a system trade, I do it. It doesn't matter because you only get the odds of your system if you do every trade, right? So.
Hey, we wouldn't be able to do these face-to-face interviews if it wasn't for our sponsor, Cobra Trading. So if you can just give them a few seconds of your time, we'd really appreciate it. Cobra Trading is the go-to broker for day traders and short sellers. And I'm not the only one saying this. In fact, Benzinga awarded Cobra Trading as the go-to broker for short selling. They have a heavy focus on direct market access order routing, so you have the fastest execution. They have some of the best locate prices and availability. They also have amazing customer service. I've experienced many different brokers, and it's why I use them every single day and why I'm proud to have them as our sponsor. Sign up now by clicking the Be the Trader referral link below and earn 1 free month of software with Cobra and 25% off all commissions. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah. You can't just dodge the losers.
No, because I mean, if you have a system in which the majority of trades are winners, the odds are you're going to dodge a winner.
What if you're in a drawdown, right? And you can't even hold for anything, right?
Yeah.
What would you suggest someone who's like just in a drawdown consistently? Anything they could do to maybe get themselves out of it, get that confidence up?
Yeah.
Even if they keep losing.
Yeah, size down first if you're in a drawdown. So if you normally trade 1,000 shares, size down to 100 shares if you're in a drawdown. So the losses, even if you keep losing, it's not gonna be big. And at the same time, it'll be mentally easier for you to hold for the small wins as well. Because $5, $10 is not gonna mean much, but just a little bit of green on the day can help a lot with the confidence. So I would say consistently do that, size down for 2 weeks at minimum until you see like yourself back on the green streak again, and then go back to your original size slowly.
Most good traders understand the concept that to be a great trader, you have to be an amazing loser. More often than not, my trade ideas don't work, but it's okay because I manage my risk. But like you were saying, as soon as you start to think these thoughts, you have to realize you got to get outside of your headspace, because those are the kinds of things where worrying about what someone else might think, or thinking like you might have ruined your own trade by sharing it.
Right, yeah.
And then that has no factor into the trade doing what the trade's going to do. Like, it's funny, people go, oh, it's going against me, it's going against me. If you look at a chart in hindsight, you always go, oh, duh. It went where it went, right? Well, guess what? In between where it started and where it ended up, it does all these things. The stock will do what the stock is going to do. And you have no play in that at all.
Identifying what the loss could be before you even get in, and just be able to stomach that loss. You gotta be able to take a loss that works for you, knowing that when you win, it'll be 2, 3, 4 times that loss.
When you take those losses though, I mean, was it just easy to take losses for you? Or is it something that you kind of have to learn to accept?
To be honest, I think I became comfortable taking losses.
Okay.
Because I took it so much.
Yeah.
And I didn't die.
Yep.
So it's like, I could take another loss. But you have to know that when you win, it's gonna work out for you. If not, then you're just gonna be a consistently losing trader.
Yeah, well, I definitely went in a drawdown for sure. I realized it a little bit too late that I should at least have sized down. I was trying a couple too many plays, forcing it here and there, and I definitely went into a drawdown. I kept it within reasonable range. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely frustrating, and it's getting to you. Once you are in, let's say, a 10-15% drawdown, you start to really second guess yourself, like, hey, can I do this? And what if my setup won't work again, and things like that. So it definitely stresses you out for sure.
Did you do anything to help you during that process to keep your confidence, to continue to pull the trigger, to continue to push forward? Because a lot of people, that's really hard, right? It's really hard to face that, let alone just relying on your income, right? But it's really hard to face that and then continue to push forward and grow, right? So how was there anything you did, or is it just, I just kept going?
Yeah, it's definitely, I just tried to grind it out. Just keep at it, keep showing up every day, keep scanning every night. I just try to really stay on top of things. And I know at some point my setups will start working better again. And I just felt like I just have to be ready. I can't miss the opportunities when they present themselves. But at the same time, it's also really hard to keep that FOMO in check. And I definitely struggled a little bit with that part. I even talked to my old friend, he's my best friend, and he owns a couple beach restaurants here. And I even talked to him hey, what if I don't do good enough to keep making my money here? Yep. Can I work for you? So I even started to at least look at backup plans. I'm in this, and I'm not going away. Even if I would blow up, I would keep at it until this works. But I was like, nah, if this whole year is just sideways and bad market, why not at least work a couple hours a week and help my friend out? So I even looked into other things to make some money for sure.
What's a common thing that people ask you or that they're surprised about? And you mentioned something about losing money.
Well, just recently not just my friend, it's been a lot of people, but recently my friend was trying to get into trading, and she was, she was watching my videos, she was trying to get some information and everything. Yeah. And she was like, wait, I was watching some of your videos and you're losing in this like recap, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna lose in the beginning, and you're gonna lose all the time because that's trading, like that's part of it. But she was so surprised by the fact that she would lose money in like the first few years. But I'm like, you know, you're gonna keep losing money because that's part of it. But you just gotta build up your risk management. But she was really surprised that she first had to lose money, and second of all, that she had to study so hard to, you know, get to where she wanted to be.
When it comes to losing though, and learning how to lose, like, was that easy for you?
Well, I always try to be like the most conservative possible and like all the time because
Okay.
I come from like very routine based, very strict kind of like lifestyle. So that also traveled into my trading. And I
Yeah.
feel like I was always so conservative. I didn't want to like lose too much. I didn't want to make too much either.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be as consistent as my lifestyle was.
How do you come back from like a big hit?
Yeah, for the first part, I gotta give shout outs to my team. You know, all my brothers in the office always got my back anytime those type of things happen, and they really help you click right into the back end of the mindset. Okay, so what is hurting you? Where is the damage coming from? Let's clip these losses, and then they start holding you accountable for it. So gotta give shout outs to them, and for coming out of that damage, you know, honestly, I would say your psychology needs to be the main thing. I went through a part where I traded bad and my psychology would be bad. I would treat myself bad. I would go into bad habits in general, and it would just spiral down into my trading the next day and then the next week and the next month, and that would just go all the way down. So I had to go, okay, listen, stop it, get back up, fix my mind, fix my mentality, and that's where everything begins. So if anyone is on a slump, and I understand everyone will be on a slump, you cannot be a trader without going into a slump once and get out. That's what Neil says, in that you interviewed Neil before. So you cannot be a trader before getting into a slump at least once and actually working your way out of it. So if anyone's in there, you're not alone, and the way to get out of it is to fix your psychology. Bank those wins, even if it's $1 a day. Bank them, win slowly, bank them slowly. Find those setups that are scalable for yourself. Track those setups so you know exactly which ones are scalable, which ones are not, and what are hurting you. And then just bank those wins slowly. You can inch your way back to wherever you were, and you can get back to where you want to be.